Good morning and welcome to the vlog and welcome back to the channel. First things first, the weather report, and it's not bad. It's like 35 degrees, which is really warm considering the last couple days have been in the low 20s. Also, the C5 Corvette giveaway is now closed. So if you're watching last night's upload or whatever, that giveaway is over now by the time this video goes up. So if you order something, I'm sorry, you will not be entered. Just want to make that very clear because if people order after 5 p.m. today, so it was 5 p.m. today on the 16th, if people ordered at 5:01, 5:02, 5:03, doesn't matter, you are not in. The giveaway's over, and I know that I'm gonna get people that are like, I missed it by 1 minute, but we have to make the official cutoff at some point, and you know, I wanna make it very clear when that is. Now, today's upload is brought to you by a company that recently reached out to me after working with a friend of mine who you may have heard of, Nick, Guitarmageddon ZL1, and they said, hey, if we send you some stuff and you like it, would you like to work with us? And I said, sure, let's see what you got. And the product just came in today, and I have to say, I do really like it. Now, the company is Vincero Collective, the watch brand. I know you guys have heard of these people before. They've worked with Vehicle Virgins, Stradman, and a few others, and I can see why. Because the quality is really nice. It's got the look, it's got the feel, it's got everything, but it doesn't have the price tag that many of the big watch brands come with. It's in the $100 to $200 range, not $500, not $1,000. You can see it comes with very nice packaging. It has a little box with felt in it for your watch. You can place it. You can keep this and store your watch there. It has a little sleeve and a cover and all that good stuff. Here's one that's unopened. As you can see, my watch here has the black face with a bronze-ish kind of surround and a dark brown leather band, which is really my style. And by the way, I wore this one to the Star Wars movie a couple of days ago, and somebody actually gave me a compliment on the watch. I thought that was pretty cool. The other one here has a black face as well, which is my favorite, but it has a silver surround and a lighter brown band. And like I said, the watches are very nice. They have a good weight to them, a great feel, like I mentioned earlier, and I wouldn't be saying this if I didn't really think that. Seeing as though it is the holiday season, I'm going to be giving this one away, so watch for a post on Instagram on that, and we got a discount code in the description down below for you to pick up your own Vincero watch that you can get for yourself or somebody else. So head over there and check out the website. Again, the link is down below, and the watches are awesome. I just noticed how nice that watch looks on volcano orange McLaren paint. Favorite time of day right here. The lighting is sick. But enough about that. Right now we're about to go get the old C5 seats. I'm going to be putting those back in my C5, the one I was going to give away, and then I'm taking the Corbos out of that car so that whoever wins the new C5, if they want the Corbo seats, they can have them, if that makes sense. Same thing as the wheels and tires. Now, I got rid of the C5, or sorry, the C6 Z06 wheels that were on the C5 when I first bought it. Got rid of them, and I'm gonna take off the ZR1 style drag pack I have on the car now so that whoever wins the C5 can have that as well if they want it. So for now, I guess we'll be putting the C4 wheels on the C5. Hopefully they fit. All right, we got the seats loaded up. I think I'm gonna hold off on the wheels and tires for now just because I think I can just put my Z06 wheels and tires on that are still at Shane's, by the way, from way back, like when I first got my new Z06. So we're gonna hold off on those. I think the C7Z wheels will work, and let's go. Super convenient height for loading things in and out of the bed. I like Shane's ramp. And it would appear as though somebody is in here. Dan and Curtis in there working. Damn it, they saw me.
What are you doing?
Did you see me? You didn't see me?
No, I didn't see you.
Oh, I thought you did. You looked right at me, dude.
Did I really?
I was like, oh, it's ruined. He definitely saw me.
Damn.
You really didn't.
No.
Dude, you looked right the fuck at me at that door.
I have no idea.
Like, we even made eye contact.
Did we really?
It was pretty hot.
I'm used to it now.
Oh, yeah, it just didn't get you like it did
Dude,
before.
after last night,
Dude, I came here and I was like, nobody's gonna be here, and you guys are in here fucking burning the midnight oil.
Shane's partying, dude.
I know Shane's partying. I was like, Shane, I need into the shop. I want to sign these posters. I want to do shit. And Shane's like, well, I got a party to go to, so I'm gonna do that instead. Look at all these orders.
Dude, it's crazy.
Dude, over 8,000 orders.
Dude, all of those over there are all posters.
Custom
On
ones.
the table over there. The orders.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Well, the giveaway is over though now, so there should be no more coming in. I mean, there's gonna be, you know, the regular orders for the day, but not by the thousands.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Works.
What the hell is that?
Right?
Oh, the train. Oh, I wanted to blow my horn. I wanted to catch the train going past one day so I could see if he would give me the return horn. It's sick. Look at that one, GT350.
Dude, there's a lot of really good custom posters.
That's awesome. Yeah, people like that tool a lot. So on InChainDesigns.com, you can make your own poster, and we get a lot of those. People really seem to like it. The other ones that I showed the other day, the ZL1 is great, the C4 Corvette. Looks like a beach off-roading pic there. Well, I'm not here to disturb and distract. I'm here to sign.
Yeah, we don't have any.
Oh, I'm also here to take my Corbeaus out of the C5. I got to do that too. Just found a JR Garage's Lemons in the C5. So they've been behind that seat for the past 2 months, which I think is great. Curtis!
You think they added horsepower?
Now would be a good time to give you some of the updates on what is in the shop. So we got Gabe's Wrangler. Now this guy had the camouflage Stingray, one of the first full vehicle wraps Shane ever did, and that car looked really good. He has since sold that car, unfortunately though, and he has moved into like just totally Jeep. Now he had the Jeep at the same time as the Corvette, but he, had some issues with it mechanically later on, and he was like, you know what, I'm moving just totally into Jeeps. So that's where he's at right now, and this thing is sick. He uses it all the time, as you can see. I mean, he takes it to Roush Creek, rock crawls. Look at the scratches on it. And I'm not sure what it's in here for, but it should be something cool. Badass snorkel on there as well. Got the GTO, the R&D F-150, black C6, teal C7, the 2018 orange Mustang. Nothing new here except for this white Z, which I have not seen before. Instagram Nightwings or Nightwing Z06. Looks like a pretty clean car from Florida, all the way from Florida. That's about 1,200 miles from here, thereabout. Carbon fiber, exposed. Hood stinger. And then of course the ACR, which is getting worked on, as you can see. Oh, and the Tesla. Tesla, still here. What? Oh, I knock it over every time. Every time I go by. C5 looking fucking sick on those wheels too. I like that. But anyway, as promised, here is the ZR1 style drag pack that if you would like it, you can have it for your new C5 if you win. And maybe I will have Troy clean them up since they are just a bit dirty. And the Corbeau seats as well, already put together. Just pop them in, takes about 5 minutes. Even I can do it. Don't even need Andy's help. All right, folks, we are back at home, and now we're going to do something a little bit different. We are going to get in the Duramax and go for a little drive and answer some questions. So here I go. These are questions from the last Q&A I did on Instagram. By the way, first one here from Aiden RIV. When will you prank Jack with the train horn on the Duramax? Well, since he has one, might be tough to prank him. Mulad FG2, what's the fastest speed you've experienced in any car? Well, that would be 200 miles per hour that I recently did in the McLaren in Mexico on a closed course in Mexico, of course. And that was insane. 200 miles per hour for the first time was really cool to finally hit. It's a number that I wanted to get to ever since I was a kid. A little kid, and every car that I got that was faster, the Corvette, and I could do like 150, 160, then I eventually hit 180, then I hit 191, and I was always chasing that 200 number. It was a really big deal to get there, and I finally got it. JWiz781, how does modding your McChicken affect your warranty? Well, if you don't tune the car, you should be fine on warranty. And, even though it's a supercar, it still plays by the same rules. So if you have an exhaust on the car, or even if you tune the car and your radio breaks, or your infotainment center breaks, or your windshield washer motor stops working, they still have to honor that warranty. Now, with a supercar, I want to be extra careful. I don't want to try to push the boundaries at all, but you're still relatively safe modding the car. Just don't touch the engine and don't touch the tune if you are worried about the big stuff breaking. So if you tune your car, or put, if it's a different type of car, you put a cold air intake on or an exhaust, and you have a turbo that goes, you may very well have to pay for that. So I wouldn't recommend doing any power mods or big power mods if you're worried about the warranty. But even if it is a McLaren or a Ferrari or a Lambo, the dealership still has to play by the rules. The companies just can't say, well, you've modified your car, therefore no warranty at all. They still have to have, whatever you're trying to get warrantied, it still has to be affected by the modification. And if it doesn't, they can't deny you. So there's always a gray area, and it depends on your dealership and the brand of car. Some brands are really hard on modifications, others are not. Chevy's pretty accepting, they'll allow quite a bit. Dodge, I've heard, is kind of the opposite. Dodge, like if you have a cold air intake on your car, they will be sometimes very hard to deal with when it comes to warranty work. So it really depends, and you have to be careful. You just have to know. My advice would be for anything, and this is for anybody out there, if you don't want trouble, don't modify your car. So don't even put an intake on it, don't do an exhaust, don't do anything. Now, if you put a cold air intake on a car, you do a catback exhaust, you do something small, are you gonna have problems? Most likely not, right? 99% of the time, you're gonna be fine. But modifying your car is only gonna end in one way. Eventually, it will blow up. If you go, the farther you go with it, it's gonna always blow up. So don't play the game if you don't wanna win the prize. That's just all there is to say about it. There's people that modify their car and they get upset when they have problems, and you knew that going in. That's your fault. So, I've always had you guys know me, when I modify my cars, I don't give a shit, because I already expect, well, this is gonna blow up, it's gonna break, whatever's gonna happen to it. So that's kind of the mindset you have to have. Sorry to go on and on. It's Jeremy Urban. Would you ever consider putting a P1 style wang on the McLaren? I would love, that's one of the beefs I have with this car, is the rear end. I like the way it looks, but it needs something more. I would love if they did like a long tail. The problem is, like a P1, that has active aero. So I don't have the option of putting a P1 style wing on my car. The only wing they offer is a stand-up kind of regular style wing that you see on a lot of cars. And to be honest, I've talked about this before. A lot of people ask, are you going to do a body kit on the car, a 1016 Industries or a Vorsteiner? Are you going to do a wing? And none of the body kits and wings that I've seen really blow me away. And Parker's Huracan, for example, that car looks amazing the way he has it done up. When you see Parker's car next to a regular Huracan, you're like, holy shit, the regular one looks like trash. But the McLaren 570, I'm just not that big of a fan of any of the aftermarket stuff out there right now. So with that being said, I'm not going to rush into buying anything for it. So maybe a wing or something down the road, but for right now, I'm very happy with how the car looks. Mr. Perez 1704, do you pee on the side of the toilet so no one can hear on the water, or on the water so everyone can hear? I usually go on the water in my own home because I'm comfortable, but if I'm out somewhere, maybe I'll try to be a little bit more careful. It's Jeremy Urban again. Would you ever consider bagging the McLaren? I don't even think you can do that, and absolutely not. Worst car crash, if any? I've never been in a car crash. Never had a car go off the road or anything like that. I've hit multiple things in my Duramax, if you count that. Like, I've run over many curbs. I've ran into a building a couple of times when parking. But that's kind of like because I don't care, so I don't really pay attention. And it's kind of funny. Like, I'll be backing up and like I'll hit the building. I'll be like, oh, well, we're here on the spot. We're here now. That's as far as I can go. But I've never been in an accident. Lala TV, how old are you? I am 23. I will be 24 here in a few months. Thomas, and he says this in all caps. We're going to finish up with this one. He says, please read on the vlog, what is your average monthly income, and do you ever think you'll have to go back to a 9-to-5 job? Well, luckily, I will never have to go back to a 9-to-5 job. I can tell you that. And, every time you make money, you want to put money away. So my theory has always been, if you can, and I pretty much have been able to all the time, whatever you make in a week, in a month, in a year, whatever, make sure you're putting 50% of that away. Now, for some people, you might think, holy shit, 50%, that's crazy. But in reality, if you didn't have that money, you would find a way to live. People say they have to spend this, that, people have to spend like their last dime. And they're like, oh, I barely make it. But if you didn't have that money, you might find a way. Now, some people really do live paycheck to paycheck, and they have to, they have kids, they got a family, whatever their situation is, and they really have to fight, for every last dollar, and I get that. But, really just try to save as much as you can. And I've found ways, luckily my YouTube ad revenue is great, always has been, even with the demonetization stuff, which hasn't been happening anymore, thankfully. I wasn't really financially affected. So beyond the YouTube ad revenue, which I've showed multiple times. I'm not going to say my average monthly income. I don't think that's necessary. But I've showed just the ad revenue a few times on video, so you can go back and check that out. But I'm also finding ways to branch out and to not be limited to just the ad revenue. So, we got the merch sales, we got the call out events, we got these giveaways, and there's a lot of other things that I plan on doing here in the future for 2018. So you want to branch out, you want to save money, and you want to be smart, and you want to do things. You want to invest in yourself to make more money, which is why everything that I buy for a car, whether it be wheels or an exhaust or buying a new car altogether, that all is designed to then bring me content, which is going to make more money. Every car that I have, every mod that I buy, everything that I do has to pay for itself twofold. So when I buy the McLaren for 200 grand, it better bring me 400K. But I hope that you enjoyed this upload. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. Take care. Have a great day.